happening, YouTube? It's your homie SDot coming back to you with another video, and today's video is going to be the finals of our Wave 1 Retro Tournament for my SDot Battlegroundz series that I'm doing. Now, this is the fourth tournament in the series. The first three tournaments I had were really cool, and included like Wave 5 and then the first two anyway. And then my the Battlegroundz 3 featured like this 2-deck format, which was really cool. But this format, this tournament, SDBG 4, and then the next couple of tournaments after this one will just pretty much be reliving the good old days. So being able to relive your old strategies that you guys have had and ideas, since we've had 5 waves of being able to deck build, plus with some custom cards added in from like ATP or Bayformers or whatever other custom cards you're using, our minds have been stronger, if you will, in terms of deck building. So maybe we can go back and be like, man, if I could go back in time and play X card or do this and that, you'd be able to make your strategies better and stronger than with the deck building knowledge that you have today. So, and again, just reliving the good old times. I figured this would be cool just to kind of take a step back in time and get to play the game when it's a little more simpler. But right now, anyway, enough of me babbling about that. We got Ziggy and David Burgos. David Burgos, you guys know him well. I played him in the finals of PPT Orlando last January. And Ziggy is an up-and-coming player that started in Wave 5, actually. But he's a very solid player, definitely very solid up-and-coming player. Big fan of Dan's. I know he lives over in the Philly area with Dan Arnold. Shout out to Dan Arnold. And but as we can see here, kind of skipping around, we have Ziggy playing Optimus, Barrage, and Flame War in a blue list, and as you can see, he's also playing powerful cards like swap missions. So he's using the checkpoint on his first turn to be able to actually send his upgrades to the scrap pile. And he only hit a data bank, looks like, from Burgos. And as you can see, he has the powerful, again, swap missions in his hand to be able to use on the next turn. So Burgos is going to have his work cut off for him to be able to deal with Optimus, be able to swing more than once throughout a wheel turn. And as you can see, what Burgos is playing a very strong strategy. Is actually taking him to a undefeated record this entire tournament. He's playing Bumblebee, Legendary Warrior, of course, the homie Grimlock, and then RC. RC, of course, prays on the blue decks. And as we can see right now, he played the incoming transmission, stacked the rapid conversion, swinging with the RC. So he's pretty much going to sacrifice her because she'll probably die on the next swing. He's only swinging for 2 Pierce 2 though, not very strong. I will say though, I think Burgos, not knocking his undefeated streak at all, but he did say that he didn't play against any bugs, which would be a bad matchup for him, being that he's a 3-wide deck. So that's something to note as well. But at the same time, he did play against a card deck in the top 4 of this tournament, which is also not necessarily a good matchup, and he was able to pull that win out as well. So, but this is the matchup that he definitely wants to play against. I remember him saying a couple of different times in the tournament that his deck had a really good matchup versus decks like Ziggy's. But Ziggy has been really doing really well throughout the entire tournament, playing swap missions to its full extent, and I think we're about to see it actually right here. Yep. So what swap missions does, if you guys don't remember, you untap one of your tapped characters and tap one of your untapped characters. So he did draw an upgrade for turn. He's going to play the Arm Hovercraft on his Optimus Prime. What's really nice about this is now the Flame War is live for the tough one, and he may or may not send in the Optimus this turn. I think Barrage will end up killing the RC with no problem, as long as Burgos doesn't flip a blue. But Burgos does play a good bit of blues. Oh, he didn't hit it here, so he's just going to die to a very simple and easy attack from the Barrage. And what this really sets up for the following turn is Optimus to really be able to smack whoever Burgos sends in. So Burgos is going to have to he has his work cut off for him right now, being down to 2 guys already. And as you can see at the top of Ziggy's graveyard, he's playing a grenade launcher. Definitely unorthodox choice in the blue prime list, but it's not just solid blue. It's definitely playing a mix of cards. I think he's playing cards like thermal weaponry and things like that. And then putting the grenade launcher, of course, on any of your guys is always strong. It's still, of course, the best weapon in the game. So definitely very, very strong choice. To take him all the way to the finals here. Burgos did flip for turn. He flipped his Bumblebee, and he's also still thinking about what he's going to do for his turn. He's very low. I don't say very low on upgrades. He was already low on upgrades when the Prime played he played the checkpoint. Ziggy played the checkpoint from the Prime flip to take the data bank out of his hand. The data bank definitely would have gotten a lot of value, similar, of course, to Pocket Processor these days, to gain a good bit of hand advantage, rather, if you will, to be able to you know, have, you know, multiple options on each of his turns. So he definitely flipped B at B. I don't see, you know, him not attacking with the B this turn if he's flipping it. He did have a Jaws of Steel. Doesn't look like he had any other upgrades to, you know, that he could have potentially played this turn. So B is just gonna come in for honestly a rather poor attack here. Probably okay for 7. 7 is decent, but with the blue that Flame War is gonna be able to accumulate here.
Blocking 5, taking 2.
He attacked into the Flame War, so Flame War blocked 5, only taking 2 of it. And now this turn is gonna be crucial for Ziggy to get a big massive damage on the Bumblebee. Of course, no secret actions or anything like that in this format. I think one thing that
I will treasure hunt.
Okay, so he has a treasure hunt here. So if he finds an armor here, it'll be really good. I'm not sure if he's playing body armor, but if he's playing reinforced plating or force field, that'll work. So he's trading a treasure hunt for a grenade launcher here. I'd say that's a pretty good trade. Again, you're trading your action for the turn for the best weapon in the game. Can't beat that. Maybe override the arm hovercraft with the grenade launcher. We'll see.
Full grenade launcher.
Yep, that's exactly what he's gonna do. So he's gonna have 12 here. If he hits a leap in the battle, he's gonna have 15, including any oranges he flips as well. Excuse me. Burgos did not flip a blue, and okay, Ziggy also did not flip an action either. So, but he's still swinging for a lot. He's swinging for 14 into the Bumblebee, so that's gonna really hurt. Bumblebee actually lives on 1, despite not flipping the blue there, so he just lucked up there. But Prime can easily probably flip back. The next turn we did see him flip a one-shot stand earlier. He can grab the one-shot stand, he can grab Plasma Burst if he has it, and just easily kill the B out of combat, and it's going to leave Burgos in a really tight spot.
Grenade launcher, Grimlock.
Grenade launcher is definitely pretty good. Does he have any action to follow up with that? Maybe a supercharge? Not looking like it. It's looking like Flame War is probably the best target here. Maybe Prime. I mean, he does have 10 Bolt 2, which is a lot. We can probably say he's going to have at least 14 attack after flips, 14 minimum with Bolt 2. So, of course, he's thinking about who he's going to attack here. He might be able to actually attack Flame War here and get some rollover damage, but that rollover damage is probably just going to go on Barrage, to be honest. Also, keep in mind, Ziggy also only has 1 card in hand as well. He will be able to obviously get a action back, but that action that he's going to get back is probably reserved for the Bumblebee. I think he's trying to count and see how much he'll flip. I think if we look at everything at base value, if he does attack Flame War has tough 1. Not counting any double blues, we're going to assume that Flame War will have 4 defense. We'll assume Grimlock will have 10 or 14 attack. So 14 minus 4 is 10. It'll be 2 rollover damage because, you know, Flame War only has 10. Now, when you add in double oranges and double blues, obviously things get a little skewed, but I think a lot of times when you commence your attacks, you want to kind of assume your opponent's defense at base value based off what kind of deck they're playing.
But I'll play the rollout to become back.
Okay.
Okay, so he's actually going to play rollout here. Now, mind you, he flipped Grimlock to bot mode this turn, which means flipping it back to alt mode. He's going to have Bolt 3, so he's going to have 8 Bolt 5 instead of 10 Bolt 2.
Good.
Now, let's see what he actually ends up flipping.
1, 2, 2 for Bolt.
2 grenade launchers.
1, 2, and 3. No whites.
So Bolt 5. So if he only had Bolt 2, he would have definitely had the 14, like I mentioned.
12, 13, 14.
And he still has the same 14 here. So nothing. Okay, he took 9 damage and puts him at 13 there. Oh no, I'm sorry. Excuse me, 11. So I guess it would have been the same thing no matter what. Ziggy will definitely have to manage his prime for the rest of the game and make sure he's being hidden. Barrage is at full health though, so like he's in a actually really good spot right now this game.
I drew already. I flip Barrage for turn.
And Barrage also, keep in mind, has Bold too, since both of Burgos' characters are damaged. And with Ziggy's deck, Ziggy does have a good bit of oranges in his deck, so Barrage's attack can easily probably scale to like 6 or 7 here if he flips an orange. He did play Rollout though, so Rollout's gonna actually get some value here because he gets triggered effects on all 3 of his characters. Flame War will give all of his characters Bold 1, including herself. Prime will grab back an action that of course he can't play this turn, but he'll be able to set up for the next turn. And then Barrage will be able to get Pierce 2.
Barrage.
And that Pierce 2 will easily take out the Bumblebee. And then of course you can see next turn that the Grimlock's gonna have to attack in the Barrage. And then you know, Prime will be able to play that leap in the battle and do a number on Grimlock. So game is looking like it's in Ziggy's favor. We'll see what happens on Burgos' next turn.
Flame War.
Okay, so he's giving a Pierce 2 to Flame War.
Flame War into B.
Yep, okay, and Flame War is going into B, so B will die for sure. Of course he flips a blue there. Gotta love it. When you finally flip a blue and then it doesn't matter because of Pierce.
For 3 Pierce 2.
3 Pierce 2 will take out the B. Keep in mind, B gets the bonus when he's the last character in the battlefield. Grimlock is still just good old Grimlock.
We'll give Grimlock a...
Ooh. Giving Grimlock an improvised shield is one of those desperation moves you do. He does play blues though. He does play blues though. So, but that's still a pretty rough play that he has to do. Of course, he flips his double oranges now. What is that? That's 13 attack.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Blocking 4,
9, and 1 rolls over.
1 bleed over. I'll do that damage to Barrage.
Yeah. And then on his next turn, now actually here, Barrage is not going to be able to get a big swing here. This is actually interesting. If the Prime doesn't kill Grimlock here, meaning Barrage probably is not getting in a ton of damage either, this is actually pretty interesting to see if the Grimlock can survive and, Grimlock can get one more smack at Prime to roll over the damage on Barrage. So he's going to play the leap in the battle. He's going to have 11. 11 minus 2 is 9. He needs to hit a pump action here. And he did. He hit a, he even better. He hit bigger they are, and then he also hit an orange off the rollout, which is going to put him to
14 attack.
Yeah, 14 attack. 14,
13, 12, 11.
Take 11 and 12 in this game.
6 and 5. And that's enough. Okay. Alright, game 2.
All right, and they're going to move on to game 2. Solid gameplay by both. Burgos did what he could with what he had after getting checkpointed and not being able to establish that data pad earlier, or data bank earlier rather. Of course, you guys all know to this day, pocket processor, like, a massive. If you can let it survive for even 2 turns, it's just very valuable for you to be able to get those draws off of that card. So. Ziggy's power in his deck really starts with, of course, he's not playing the traditional way, like, flip flame war attack with your 7 drop. He's playing it in an aggressive way where you're flipping the Optimus Prime on your first turn, and if you open, especially if you open with swap missions, you're so ahead. Even if you don't flip swap, well, I've noticed, even when I played against him, like, he attacked with Prime, even if he didn't have swap missions, because like he can easily just hit it off his effect as well, which is obviously as well as really big. The only thing I worry about with that play is if like you don't see a swap mission in your opening hand, you don't see one on your attack flip, and you also don't see one on your defense flip. Prime just kind of is dirtled out there. But also, what I really like about the way Ziggy's playing the deck, though, is the fact that he's fine with that. Barrage didn't have enough damage, and Flame War didn't have enough damage, and I saw him do this in multiple matches where Flame War and Barrage actually picked up. So he actually put the game on his back in a different way of trying to make you go kill his best character, and he did enough work before he leaves. And then now Barrage and Flame War just come clean up. So it's kind of technically, I guess, the same thing, because there are those games where your best guy is dead, and then like you have your little guys trying to fend off and finish up the rest of the work for you. But then there's usually those games where it's usually your Battlefield Legend versus their your best guy versus their best guy. So he's actually kind of doing it in a reverse way to make you deal with the Prime, and if you don't, you're gonna lose anyway. And then again, Barrage and Flame War play cleanup. So him playing it in that interesting way is definitely interesting, and able to get him to a final stance right now and up one game. One more game away from becoming the SDot Battlegroundz 4 champion, rather.
Flip RCs and RC into Optimus. Or 3, here's 3.
And now we have Burgos going first. Burgos is going to send the RC into Prime and doing a solid 3-pierce-3 on the first turn.
Draw for turn.
RC also has some utility with rollout. I mean, both decks actually use rollout pretty interestingly here.
Grenade launcher Prime.
Ooh.
Send Prime into RC.
Going ham. Well, RC is 100% dead. There's no way she's blocking the 12, even if he does flip a blue. He's going to flip 1 shell stand, rollout, and security checkpoint here. So he's actually... Burgos shouldn't flip his defensive flips here. Not that it really matters here, because, RC is going to die. But he is going to play the tech check here. And he's going to get rid of a force field from himself. And then he's taking Turbo Booster and Improvised Shield from Burgos. Now that Improvised Shield actually would have been kind of valuable, because he had the incoming transmission to be able to stack the Improvised Shield on top of his deck. So the fact that he lost those cards again, that first turn security checkpoint is definitely seems very savage.
I have Bigger They Are and...
So this is the play I was talking about. It'll be interesting to see how this goes, because he lost. He doesn't have swap parts in his hand, or swap missions in his hand. And even if he does flip it on his defensive flip, the thing is he won't be able to. He'll have to flip the Prime to get the swap missions back, and then like Prime won't be in the mode he wants to be in. But it's fine though, because he can just send in his other character that's not Prime and then flip it next turn. So Burgos is pondering here. Looks like he might flip B.
Flipping Bumblebee.
Okay.
Play the incoming transmission.
Sure.
Oh, sorry, draw 2. My bad. Draw 2. Put 1 card from my hand to top the deck. I will put this one.
Okay.
The one that you saw. So it doesn't make too much of a difference. And then we will grenade launcher onto Bumblebee and send Bumblebee into front.
So grenade launcher on B.
I can't see that. What is that? You said?
Grenade launcher.
Oh, okay.
Grenade launcher. Okay, sure.
Sorry. Boop, boop.
That's cool.
A little bit of glare, my
Sorry
biggie.
about
There's that swap missions.
that. 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 into prime.
So 12 into the 4. He's gonna take.
8.
Yeah, gonna take 8 here. Now he ended up actually getting the swap missions here, so we'll see him probably again flip prime unless he tops the swap missions, which would be insane. He'll get the swap missions back. Probably tap Flame War, untap Prime, and then swing with Barrage in. But this time around, Barrage won't have none of it. See, okay, what's bad? What's unfortunate about this is he won't be able to have a strong attack either with Flame War or Barrage, and both characters, both of well, they're damaged now. But I was gonna say both of Burgos' characters are undamaged. So we'll see how this ends up turning out.
Gonna get swap missions. Swap missions prime with. It doesn't really matter. Barrage, I guess.
Yeah.
And then I'll send Flame War in to where she has to go.
Yeah. Now he's gonna send Flame War into the B.
For 5.
Ooh, 2 double oranges on attack. That's not good. Or on defense, rather. Oh, he did swing for 5 though. That was actually pretty solid. That's what helps with playing a mixed build. So he's gonna flip B down. Did he top a turbo booster? Man, this man topped the turbo booster. So the B has 5 attack, but he may or may not be able to get through the prime unless he has. What I know, he has Zap in his hand. I think the Zap is not gonna do a ton here. He already flipped B for the turn too, so he's kind of committed to attacking with the B.
Okay, so B's gonna go into Barrage.
Oh wow. Okay, so he didn't even bother attacking in the prime. That's interesting.
Oh wait, I can go into. Sorry, totally forgot. I can go into Prime. How much does Prime have left?
You can't go in the prime. Prime's untapped. Oh, you can.
I flipped the B.
Sorry.
That's why.
Yeah. Prime has 3.
I already said Barrage, so it's my fault. So, 4, 5, 6.
Okay,
7.
so a little bit of confusion there for a second. It's interesting. Burgo said he forgot. How did he forget that? But I mean, okay, so he's going to.
You were just taking 1 anyway, so right? So.
5 now. I had to take
5.
8. I had to take 3.
Yeah, and he would have died. Wow.
That's my bad. It's all good.
Huh. Okay. Well, Burgos slight misstep there, but things happen. So he still does have a chance to try to kill the prime on the next turn. But now, unfortunately, what's going to happen is B is going to get an attack that it shouldn't. The prime's going to get an attack on the B that it shouldn't. Unfortunately, especially if he hits a solid action here. Yeah, he hit a leap in the battle. So leap in the battle is going to put him to 14.
9, 11, 14.
14 minus 1, 13.
And he just dies. Yeah, all because he. Wow. Okay. So that unfortunate misstep by Burgos is probably going to cost him the game now when he shouldn't have lost. Not lost like this anyway. Rather, B took a ridiculous amount of damage.
Function.
And okay, but we do have an I still function here. And he actually does have 2 options. He has the B, or not the B. He has a B in the RC here. So he does have a decision to make here.
And that gets the. I gotta flip RC.
Oh, okay. RC did RC die in bot mode? He has to flip RC. I don't think RC died in alt mode. RC died in bot mode, so he should be able to just get it back and then flip Rimlock and then go to town.
He has more tackle. Still, you have defense on that side. This is good too. No, that's not good. Okay, so Bumblebee's going in.
Okay.
Flipping Grimlock. The Jaws of Steel on Grimlock.
Alright.
And then we'll swing
Okay.
Grimlock into
So
Prime.
Jaws of Steel onto the Prime, and that's definitely going to put a hurting on somebody. Oh, maybe not. Oh my goodness. We got 6 defense.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay. Oh, so he's still taking 5. Okay, so he's going to take enough to probably still.
6. Take 5.
So he's going to take 5. He takes 3 of that to die. 2 of it is going to roll over, and 2 is going to roll over onto Flame War.
Okay. And then Bumblebee will go into.
And Bumblebee only has 4 attack. He probably could have just saved that ISF, to be honest. He really didn't probably need to use that ISF this turn. Like, the Grimlock would have killed Prime the same, and then he could just stood up and then, you know, ISF the next turn.
We're going to go into Flame War. Okay.
So he's going to attack at the Flame War for 6. Flame War is going to defend for 3.
Blocking
Take
for
3.
Take 3. Go to 5.
And of course, the Prime is KO'd, so he'll be moving it here, I'm sure, in a second here.
Prime's dead. Stand up. Roll for turn. Flip Flame War.
So he flipped Flame War for
Treasure
turn.
Hunt.
Treasure Hunt's pretty good. See, he might have probably should have waited.
Thermal weaponry.
Oh, I guess it doesn't matter when you.
Arm
Jesus.
Ooh,
Yeah. Luck is definitely the word, because I don't think you see a 4 for 1, a 1 for 4 that often. 1 card to gain 4. That's pretty good.
Energon X on her. Treasure Hunt's still out. Flame War into.
I was just gonna say about the Treasure Hunt, but he remembered.
Flame War into Grimlock.
So Flame War is going into Grimlock for 7 Pierce 2. That's a lot.
Attacking for 7 Pierce 2.
Blocking 3 takes 4.
Okay.
Now this next attack is going to be very interesting. Like, I think Burgos has to kill Flame War and roll the rest of the damage over to Flame War the next turn, but it's going to be very hard, seeing that Flame War has tough 1. I do, now that I think about the thing with B earlier, ooh, a force field. That's actually really good. Wow, top the force field. He's gonna zap Flame War. Wow, this game just got really interesting with that force field. Look at that. So Grimlock's gonna swing in. Let's see how big this attack. Remember how big this attack can get. Keep in mind, Burgos did just flip. Oh, okay. So what is that? 10.
6, 7, 8.
10 to 5.
All right, blocking 1, 2, 4, 5. Take 5. 1 bleed.
So 1 is gonna go over to the Grimlock, or excuse me, to the Barrage. Now the question is, we saw man, this is super close. We saw Ziggy get a Arm Hovercraft, another Energon Axe, and a Thermal Weaponry earlier. Does he have a Drill Arms though, or a Ramming Speed to get rid of the force field?
7 left.
All right.
Or does he have his own force field?
Disarm.
Ooh, that's probably it. Disarm. That'll do it.
And we will send Barrage.
Yeah, 9 - 2 is 7. So I mean, Burgos has to flip a blue here. And I can't tell what the second card is. Oh, he did flip a blue.
Matrix. Sure. 3. Okay.
So okay, this game rides on Ziggy flipping an orange. If he flips an orange, he wins. Yep, and he flipped the orange, and that's gonna be it. Flip 2 oranges.
For 11.
11 - 3 is 8, and that's gonna kill it.
9, 8. 8 is enough. You're good.
GG's, my man.
And that's gonna do it. And congratulations to Mr. Ziggy for winning our my 4th tournament, SDot Battlegroundz number 4.
Yeah, I was
very good gameplay from both players. Burgos, what I was gonna say about Burgos earlier in the end is I think he said to me at one point that he never uses the B effect, so I guess it just kind of slipped his mind after the fact, unfortunately. So, but congratulations to both players. Definitely a good showing for both players. Burgos went undefeated throughout the entire tournament. Unfortunately, wasn't able to go undefeated for the entire tournament. But on the other note, Ziggy ended up taking it, and being a new player from Wave 5, taking down his first tournament, that's definitely a very great feat. So, congratulations to Mr. Ziggy for winning with 3Y Prime. And that's going to do it for the conclusion of this tournament, SDot Battlegroundz 4. But while I'm here, I'm going to talk a little bit about my next tournament, SDot Battlegroundz number 5. 5 tournaments in. The series has been pretty cool and pretty fun. And what we're going to be doing for the 5th tournament is adding in Wave 2. Simply just adding in Wave 2, but with a slight change. So Press the Advantage will be legal, and it probably will be legal all the way throughout until the Wave 5 tournament. And but the only thing that's going to change is it will not have a green. So I was kind of deciding between a couple things, and I think the best way to go about it is just to do it my first mind. And the Press the Advantage, like I said, does not have a green. So anytime you flip it upon battle, you're never able to pick it up. And if you do pick it up as such, it'll be an automatic game loss, and you guys move to the next game. But I'm trying to refrain from that happening because, you know, I'm going to stress the fact that it has no green. I'm going to make sure I get a reaction from everybody in the Discord, thumbs up or whatever I choose, you know, to make sure everybody is on the same page about it. And but there's also another card that you can use. Shout out to Bilmo with the Bayformers. He has another option that you're able to use. There's he made the same card, but he just changed the name slightly, and you know, it's still Press the Advantage, just the same text and everything, but it just literally doesn't have a green. So you can also have the option to print out that card as well. That's also in the Discord, so you can use that. It's called United Through Tyranny. So just about the same card, like I said. But yeah, so Press the Advantage will never have a green. I think the goal with that is that's the one change that I think we all wish it always had. I don't think we would have complained about it as much. I don't think we would have had as big of an issue with it. Now I will also say that, you know, with the Wave 2 meta, Decepticons weren't really in that meta like that anyway, so Press the Advantage wasn't highly played until Wave 3 when Shockwave was out, and even then Shockwave still took down an event, and it was still a, you know, very solid well, I'd take that back. Shockwave and Bugs were like really the only true like Decepticon decks that were able to compete with or without Press the Advantage. And, you know, Wave 4 obviously changed some things with ASP, but Bugs were still in the meta, etc. But I think things will really change once we get to the Wave 5 tournament, but we'll get to that bridge when we cross it. So we had 24 players in this tournament, and you know, looking to have, you know, a decent turnout for the next tournament. If you guys are thinking about joining, definitely check out the link in the description. I have a link to the Discord for a Discord invite, and then of course the within the Discord you'll find the Smash GG link. You'll need to be a part of the Discord in order to be able to play in the tournament, because we have rooms set up in the Discord for you to be able to play in the tournament rooms. And yeah, that'll be it. So yeah, Wave 2 tournament coming up next Friday, April 2nd. I'm starting on Friday this time because I want to kind of see if the reaction will be a little better with people being able to get in at least, you know, 1 or 2 rounds before the following week starts, because most people are off on weekends. But even then, you know what, shout out to everybody that joined SDot Battlegroundz 4 and even the other 3. Everybody in these tournaments usually plays at a great pace, and normally the rounds are 48 hours, but if you do need another 24 hours because you have, you know, life going on and stuff, I get it. You know, I end up pushing the tournament to a 3rd day, but you need to let me know prior. So yeah, it's all good in the Discord. Everybody's good, and you know, I haven't had any issues with anybody, anything like that. So with you know, the small community we have built up between all of the Discords and things, you know, we're holding on and we're still having fun. And yeah, you get to relive, you know, the good old times. And now the next tournament is, you know, SDot Battlegroundz Wave 5, or excuse me, number 5. Origins Reloaded. So we'll see, you know, how that goes. Very excited to see what people bring, you know, with their strategies that they used to play, and you know, coming up with new strategies or changing, you know, certain cards in their decks from the past. So with that, that'll be it, guys. You guys know what it is. You guys and girls have a great day and or night whenever you're catching this video. Hope you guys enjoy. Expect some more coming soon. This is your boy SDot heading out. Peace.